Hello, beautiful people. This is Dr. Dain. I am here to invite you to something that I am so excited about. This is my excited face. Yay! It's called Space Station Earth. What the heck is that? Well, it's a year-long program where we get together at least twice a month, and you get gifted goodies all throughout the month of different things that I find, including different Facebook Lives at random when I find something new and want to put it into your world. Also, parts of classes that I facilitate that I think this will change people's worlds that are on this program. And it's loosely based off of, for the last 2 years, I've done a program called Be Different, Stay Weird. The first year, it was Be Different, Stay Weird. The second year was Be Different, Stay Weird Future. And we had a group of people who together had each other's backs. And it was kind of like geese. Do you know about geese, how when they're flying to a destination, they fly in a V formation, right? Well, one takes the lead and they go, and then when that one gets tired, it goes to the back and another one takes the lead. And did you know also that if one of the geese can't fly anymore or hurts himself or has a problem, hurts itself, another goose flies down to the ground with it and takes care of it until it's okay, and then they join the group together on their journey again. And so this year-long exploration is kind of like that. For a while, I'll be in the lead, and then somebody else, based on the questions that you ask, the energy you're willing to be, and the inspiration that you find along the way. Like you find magic Easter eggs along the way, and you're like, hey guys, this, and it changes the course of this program based on the contribution that you are and the contribution that we all are. And the beauty of this for me is we live on this amazingly beautiful planet. And I originally called this year-long program the Space Station of Possibilities because Be Different, Stay Weird did its thing, okay? And if you were on it, thank you so much. Cannot tell you what an amazing gift it has been to be with you over the last year or the last two. And this is loosely based on that, but I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something that was more about not just being different and weird. That is now sort of part of what is available in people's worlds, especially the people that were part of this program, but I'm hoping a lot of you have noticed more access to that capacity also. But this is about recognizing, first and foremost, that we live on a phenomenally amazing, beautiful planet. There's so many gifts on this planet that we often take for granted. And so the beginning of this and the first start conversation is about starting to receive the gifts around us that have been there, whether it's the beauty of the planet itself or the beautiful plants and the animals and the trees and nature, and also the beautiful people that we have in our lives that we don't often acknowledge. And starting with that awareness and recognizing also the beauty of the energy that this planet continuously contributes to us. I mean, really, we live on one of the most phenomenal planets in the universe from my point of view. And, even science tells us they've been searching for planets that would hold life, as we know it at least, and have found none. And they've got a few million light years away that might possibly, but here we are right now. What can we do if we start to receive the gifts that are all around us? And from that space, and I want to distinguish this because what a lot of people do is they try to avoid a lot of stuff. They try to not be present with everything as though if I'm not present with it, then I won't be hurt by it. And if I'm not present with it and I don't have to deal with it, then there's a lot of stuff that I won't have to deal with, and then I can maybe create my life from not being totally present. But that doesn't work very well. So what this is about is actually getting totally present as us. But the beauty of this is, in this group format, there's a closed Facebook group, and everybody is continuously contributing to everyone. You got something you need contribution with, put it in the group. People will contribute. You have something that inspired you, put it in the group. You have a different point of view, a different awareness, a different possibility, put it in the group, and then we can all be nurtured and contributed to by it. So it's like those geese flying through the air. And which is why on Access we call a lot of our teams gaggles, because geese fly in gaggles. A group of geese is a gaggle. And so Imagine being a gaggle. I like to call us a gaggle of idiots because I know I'm an idiot, and when I acknowledge I'm an idiot, things get so much easier. But being a gaggle of idiots, going through the world and changing its sense of possibilities. And so the next part of that then is, what energies do you require to have contributed to you, and what energies can you receive, and what awareness is that can start to shift how you function, how you view reality first, but then simultaneously how you function in reality. Have you ever had something that you were part of that you just knew you couldn't go back to an old reality after that? Well, if the last 2 years of having a year-long program have been any indication, this is just the beginning. And there are things I've been able to speak to just in the last few weeks, and that have opened up awarenesses for people where they don't go back to their old crap anymore. But I also have to emphasize this. This is not just about not going to crap. This is like, if all the crap were handled, what would you get to choose now? Where would you get to go? What would you get to be? What would you get to do? What would you get to create and generate and enjoy? And how much more fun could your life be? And also, if you knew you weren't alone anymore, how much more fun could life get? If there were some weirdos out there like you that desired similar possibilities to you, what else would be possible? And how much of that can we start choosing now? So you got the format, but, so from there, from that awareness, then what else is possible if Earth truly were a space station? Now, that means a couple of things. I don't know if you've noticed, but so many times if you're out in nature, like I was just at my ranch, and there's just so much peace and so much space. It's primarily space and animals who have a lot of space in their heads, and it's just peaceful. What would it be like if that was your experience of Earth everywhere? No matter where you live, no matter how many people are around you in your house or your apartment building or your city or at work or anything else. And what if there's a way of being in the world that would give you an immense amount of space from day one and just continue? From there, what can we choose together that will actually allow what is possible in this world to expand beyond what reality has been to what we all somewhere inherently know reality could be? This is my target, to bend and change reality, if you will, and change tracks to realities of possibility, no longer making our lives about all the problems we have to deal with and then try to avoid, but instead being able to walk forward present with all of those, and all of those things that used to be problems, and watch them melt from problems into possibilities in front of us. And then continue on from there. What if that were just our new starting point? What if that were the place where we began, and together we're able to truly chart a different course for what is called reality? Now, I do realize that can sound like a big, a big ask, a big promise. Unfortunately, I can't make any promises because where we go is determined by you and me and the universe. But if what I've seen over the last few weeks is any indication, there's so much more possible than has ever been possible before. Our rate of change is beyond exponentializing, at least for those of us that are willing to acknowledge it, and for those of us that have these amazing access tools that can change things that look like the biggest problem into the biggest possibility in the shortest amount of time. So consider yourself warmly invited to embark upon the journey called Space Station Earth, and let's see what we together can create. And one of the things you might want to do is just ask yourself, if I do this, what will my life be like in the next 5 years? Not look like, because we can't see the future nearly as much as we can perceive it. Okay? So if you go, what will my life be like in the next 5 years? And if I don't, what will my life be like in the next 5 years? So if I do it, what will my life be like? And if I don't? Get the different sense. And then another question, which kind of blew me away when I started thinking about it. If I do this, what will the world be like in 5 years? And what will the world be like if I don't? Perhaps that might be an indication that there's a capacity you and we have together to truly create a different possibility for the world. And it starts here with the gratitude, with the sense of beauty of this planet and all the other things around us, which allows us to elevate our experience and to hopefully continuously co-create together in such a way that the greatness of us rises and rises and rises and rises and rises. Because as far as I have seen, there is no limit to the greatness of us. There is no limit to what we can choose. There is no limit to what we can create. Let's find all of this out together. Because I don't know what it's going to take to get there. I've got some glimmerings of awareness of conversations I want to have with those of you that are part of this, and that I know I can have with those of you that are part of this. But the real beauty of it occurs after it begins, or when it begins, I should say, because that's when we'll all know what we're willing to do and be that can create a totally different possibility. And that is what excites me personally. And part of the beauty of having a year-long program over the last 2 years is having a group of people where we go together and have these conversations in almost like real time. Like something changes and it's like I'd be on a Facebook Live, or something changes and I'm able to talk about it in a different way, and I would give people that morning of class. And it's like, so we all expanded together and had a sense of what our priorities actually are, and had a sense of having those priorities being fed and nurtured and acknowledged, and having people be grateful for them in a group where that exists in so few places in the world. This is for me, this is just, it's so exciting to be able to contribute to people in this way and see what we're capable of. Because I know you are far more capable than you've ever given yourself credit for. And I know some of you have given yourself credit for and acknowledged you a lot. What if there's a lot more available? That's what I'm excited about, that showing up. So, I know it's been a bit of a long video. Thank you for watching, and consider yourself warmly invited to take off on Space Station Earth. It starts March 25th, or March 24th, depending on who you're talking to, or March 26th if you're in Australasia, but somewhere the correct information will be found. Thank you very much for watching, and what if you, truly being you, with the gratitude for this planet and all of its gifts, with gratitude for your life and seeing everything as a gift, are the gift, the change, and the possibility this world requires. You are my beautiful friends. I look forward to seeing you there. Bye-bye.